Hi everybody and welcome. In this week's update, we will focus on two interesting dynamics at play right now that will unquestionably further impact the demand for strategic metals and therefore in turn will result in more potential for profit for those who own strategic metals as tangible assets. I'm not in any way, shape or form a world-class economist, nor do I claim to be. I don't have any deep or above average insight into world events. However, this proven concept is profitable and in plain sight for those with the willingness to investigate properly. Our warranty statement, if you will, or our guarantee is you can identify a veritable and profitable investment, which is to participate in owning strategic metals as tangible assets. Like all good ideas, it's simple. I know we still live in an age where there are splendid, first-rate and outstanding investment opportunities to be discovered. And this is one of them. Just look at the returns for the past 5 years and see for yourself. So the point of discussion, the first point of discussion is new applications, new uses and new technologies for strategic metals. We are already familiar with the industries that are driving demand for strategic metals. So all modern technology, electric cars, solar power, wind power, military applications, aviation, medical devices, the list goes on and on. However, here's an application for strategic metals that I never imagined would appear on that list. What about strategic metals, rare earths, elements, as a treatment for cancer? Well, it's already a reality, a new therapy for skin cancer. So OncoBeta has developed an externally applied paste that contains rhenium. It's an alternative to surgery or radiation. The contained radioisotope rhenium specifically destroys tumor cells in just one treatment. Recently, the first patients have been treated in Australia, which is one of the highest rates of skin cancer in the world. So next up is photovoltaics. Until recently, all solar panels looked the same to me. Not anymore. As I have learned, there are solar panels and then there are photovoltaic panels. The difference between the two is that photovoltaics is the conversion of light into electricity, while solar panels convert solar power into energy. So thin film technology, which includes gallium and indium, play a central role in photovoltaics. Because of gallium, the thin film cells are more resistant to heat and still perform well while being able to handle harmful UV radiation. Also, organic indium tin oxide solar cells can transfer the solar energy on the surface of buildings into usable electricity. So think about that for a minute. Because of gallium and indium, we can store and transfer energy on the surface of buildings into usable electricity. This technology is trickling down to cars and even wearable devices such as smartphones, medical wearable devices and so on. So much so you won't need a charger anymore for these devices. So the overall point I'm making is increasing demand yet again for strategic metals. And it gets better. Well, at least it does for investors. So speaking of energy, this brings me to the second point of discussion. And I would welcome your feedback on this. So we already know that 80% of global emissions arise from how we power our daily lives. We already know that we are going through this monumental shift to greener energy, sustainable energy, a circular economy. Call it what you will. It is happening and it is a reality. So for example, all car manufacturers are going electric over the next decade. We already know that strategic metals are critical to this transition and therefore a smart investment if you can own them. Soaring demand and limited supply equal potential for profit. So the point I would like to make today is, because of Russia's aggression and invasion of Ukraine, the EU and the US and other developing nations are questioning their energy supplies and are taking action to wean their dependence off other nations. It's logical then to consider that we're going to see a further acceleration in the transition to independent domestic energy sources. And yet again, this will increase demand for the raw materials needed. So I'm speaking particularly here to the context of owning strategic metals. More potential for profit for investors, more potential for profit for those who own strategic metals as tangible assets. So Jack Lifton recently wrote that the war, here I quote, "The war is over. We lost. We lost on securing a domestic supply of technology metals. Now all we can do is line up for our supply," unquote. To many, Jack is considered the foremost authority in North America on technology metals and rare earths. I want to thank Russ in Chicago for introducing me to Jack and his considered experience and insight into rare earths. The war is over. China has won. So China has managed to achieve economically what it could not have done militarily. And China achieved this in only 25 years. The war is over. However, investors can profit by owning and storing these critical raw materials. If you'd like to add strategic metals to your portfolio or just investigate further, then please go to our website, strategicmetalsinvest.com, or email info@strategicmetalsinvest.com. I'm Louis O'Connor, and it is my pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you.